Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to start a new project. For this project, we are going to work on a project that uses positive and negative space. So first, let's think about what is positive and negative space. The simplest way to put it is positive space is the area of a picture that is the subject or the main focus of the picture. And the negative space is the area around that subject or the main focus of the picture. So let's check out a couple examples. Here's a famous picture that uses positive and negative space. It's by an artist named M.C. Escher. M.C. Escher used positive and negative space to create illusions or almost trick your eyes. So if you look at this, it almost looks like the positive and negative switches between the birds and the fish, between the black and the white. Let's check out some pictures by young artists. So if we look at these ones, these are pictures using abstract shapes. So different shapes creating the illusion of positive and negative space. So all of these pictures used the black and the white to create the positive and negative space. So the focus and the part that's not the focus. So it switches back and forth. And you can create really, really interesting compositions using positive and negative space this way. So here are the supplies we're going to need to create this project today. First, you're going to need a piece of blank paper. All right. Then you are going to need a pencil and a black crayon or something black to color it in. It could be an oil pastel, a marker, it could be paint, anything you have. You just want it to be black. So you need a piece of white paper, black crayon, and a pencil. Also, you're going to need a couple objects to trace. All right? I want you to do at least 3 or 4 different objects. So I'm going to start by using this book. I'm going to use a big book. I'm going to use this circle roll of tape. I'm going to use this little peach cup as a circle. And I'm going to use this little rectangle piece of cardboard as my tracers. You can use anything you want at home to trace. All right, you just need 3 or 4 different objects. One of them I would like to be a square or a rectangle. That's going to be your main shape that you're going to use for your positive and negative space. So I'm using a little book. You could use anything that you have at home though. So here's how we're going to start our project. You're going to take your main shape, that square or rectangle that you have. You're going to put it in the middle of your paper, and with your pencil, you're going to trace around the outside of it. So try to make sure it's centered as best you can. It doesn't have to be perfect, right? Because our shapes are all going to be different sizes. And you trace around the outside with the pencil. And then you can pick that object up, put it off to the side. You're not going to need it anymore. Then you're going to go to your next shape. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your next shape and put it somewhere where you think it looks interesting. But you don't want it to totally go into your shape. You want it to overlap a little bit. So part of it is outside and part of it is inside that square that I put in. So I'm going to trace around the outside of my circle. See what I mean? Part is outside and part is inside. It's overlapping. Overlapping is a word we're going to use a lot this year, and we're going to use a lot even more next year in 2nd grade. Then I'm going to take my next object, and I'm going to put it, I think, right opposite of that. I'm going to do the littler shape just like this. Trace around the outside of my smaller circle. Again, making sure part of it is inside and part of it is outside. And then for my last shape, I'm actually going to do this one twice because I think it would look better balanced like that. So I'm going to use this rectangle shape twice. I'm going to put one right here going this way. Again, making sure part is out and part is in. And then I'm going to do the other one up in the top corner, just like this. Now you guys are done with your tracing. So now it's time to take your crayon and you're going to start coloring in. The way I want you to do it is first I want you to color the part outside of that square black first. So I'm going to outline around it so you guys can see what I'm talking about in each shape. So I'm going to outline around the outside of the part that I want you to color in black. So around that shape, you're going to color that big shape, that shape in. Around this rectangle, you're going to color this part in. And then around this rectangle, you're going to color this smaller rectangle in. And then same thing on this circle, trace around the outside. So that way you know which part is going to get colored in dark and which part is not going to be colored in dark. So I'm going to go ahead and color those in quickly, all right? So I color in all of these parts. Again, I'm trying to go pretty fast because I don't want to take too much time showing you how to do it. But I want you guys to take your time and really color it in as best you can. So I'm coloring in inside of those shapes that I outlined before, so that way I knew where I wanted to color black and where I wanted to leave white. It's important that you color the right parts black and leave the right parts white, because that'll create the illusion of the positive and negative space and really give your picture a much more interesting composition once you're finished. So again, I'm going kind of fast. I don't want you guys to go this fast. I want you to take your time and make yours look as good as you can. So I'm just going to quickly finish up with these. And remember, like I said, if you don't have crayons and you wanted to use a marker or really anything else you have at home to color it in, go ahead. I think it would look great. I think it would look awesome if you painted it. I think it would look great if you had oil pastels or a black marker. Whatever medium you want to use is what I want you to use. Whatever you guys have at home, that's what you're going to use, okay? So you color around all of those shapes that are outside. Those are now our positive space. Again, I went a little bit fast, so there's a lot of white spots that I would want to go fill in to make it look more finished. Now the next step is, after you did those outside shapes, you're going to do the inside shape. So what you'll do is trace around the outside of those objects, inside of your square. And again, I'm just doing this so that way I know where the boundary is of what I'm coloring in. So I want to know where I want to stop. It's kind of like a fence that I'm creating that's going to block me from coloring somewhere where I don't want it to color. So I'm going to go around those shapes quickly. And then you go ahead and you'll color in this whole big shape. Here's a look at my finished picture. I took a black crayon and went in after and actually went and tried to touch up a couple of those white spots that I left when I was rushing earlier. I can't wait to see what you guys create. Post it on Seesaw when you're done. Have fun.